Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineers showcase video. In today's video, we're looking at another small rover, which is called the Karnak C480 Ground Survey Rover, which is this thing right here. So this is a non-combat resource detecting rover based on a small rover from the Alien franchise. So pressing F10 and finding it in the spawn menu. So on the Karnak C480, this thing is 108 small blocks using the decorative block number 2 DLC pack. So what we're going to do is have a quick look around the outside, then we're going to drive it around for a bit and ramp it off a few of these little hills. So at the very front here, what do we have? Well, we've got some spotlights to light up the darkness. We've got an unfinished Gatling gun right there, which you could, if you really wanted to, complete it and use it. We have an ore detector there, which is very vital to this rover's functionality, and 2 air vents there just for some decoration. Next to our spotlights, we've got the 2 unfinished lights purely there for decoration. Once again, you can complete them if you wanted to utilize them. And we can start to move around this side where we've got our sunlight. So coming around the side, we can see we've got our lovely wheels right there and some great use of the rusted armored blocks. We've got 2 of our small control seats there, one to drive it and one to utilize a few little things such as the camera. As we move towards the back, we then have our antenna with a bunch of lights on it, a bunch of pistons on there, which are purely there for decoration, some more unfinished blocks. Then as we move around to the back, we've got some blast door blocks, and a landing gear to snap yourself onto a base or a ship once you're done using it. As we come up and above, we can see our rotating light from the decorative block DLC pack number 2. There's our antenna with all the lights going all the way around it. Then coming across on top of our chairs, that is what we get. And then we have a small fake LCD screen over there with a fake artificial horizon on it. Just to my left, we then have a blast door part with a camera on it, which is for the second seat to use and to view straight forwards, get a good look in the distance at any oncoming enemies. Then we can go have a little look underneath this rover, and there we are. My one complaint about it is this part right here. So this is our hydrogen engine, which is how we're going to power it. But it is exceptionally close to the ground, to the point where if you needed to hold down X to do a power jump to get over a cliff or to get yourself out of a hole, you will destroy this block. But if you're just using it on some nice flat terrain like you normally would, then it's not much of an issue. Just in front of that, we can see a small battery there, just in case you need that extra bit of power. Say you don't have any hydrogen in the engine, you can run off those batteries perfectly. Then as we move to the back of this rover, we do have 2 wheels there which are pointing in to the hydrogen engine, which is quite odd. Very odd place to have wheels in there, but then again, it does look good. And I don't think I've seen anything like that on any other rover. So with that all done and out of the way, it's time for me to get into my character and hop across to one of these seats. So getting to this seat right here, this is our co-pilot cockpit where we cannot drive it, we can't undo the parking brake, but we do get a few options to play with. Number 1 is to view the camera straight forwards, where we can zoom all the way in. Number 2 is to turn on and off our ore detector. Number 3 is to turn on and off our antenna. And number 4 is for our rotating light on and off. And then of course we've got our lock or unlock for our landing gear. Coming out of that and coming around to the main seat, we then get a few more options. So tab number 2 is just our landing gear to lock or unlock it. Tab number 1, we have a lot of stuff to go through. So number 1 is to turn on our hydrogen engine, which sits at the very bottom of this rover. Number 2 is for our batteries to recharge or to auto. And just to demonstrate turning off the hydrogen engines and leaving the batteries on, we do have plenty of power to spare. Number 3, 4 and 5 are the same as the other cockpit, where you just switch them on and off. Number 6 is for our interior lights near the antenna on and off. Number 7 is for our spotlights at the very front on and off. Number 8 is for our artificial mass, which is very useful, say if you're on the moon. And number 9 is your camera on and off. And that is it. So undoing the parking brake, let's go for a little drive, shall we? So this thing tends to cap out at about 35 meters per second, which is pretty decent for a rover. Going much higher than that does risk yourself blowing up on the slightest little hill. As for turning, this is what we get. Quite a large turning circle, and then stopping without the brakes is quite slow, so slamming the brakes on, there we are. So just driving around, we can then go and search for any kind of resources, then sticking it back to our drill ship to come and collect later on. I will just demonstrate what I meant by holding down X. So if I hold it down and then release it, we have now destroyed part of the blocks underneath because of how low they hang. So once again, I'm holding down X, try and get a jump, and then we can jump. We are risking those blocks under there, and last time I tested that out, the rover fell into pieces, like so. That is just the rear half of this rover. Yes, other than that, there's not too much else to talk about with this rover. It's just a nice little design and very easy to build if you wanted to have such a thing in your world. Yes, thank you all for watching, and I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.